exercise. If you have done any of the previous ones where everybody went through stations and repeated stations, this is not it. You will have a command staff, you will have a tasking, and when the tasking is done, the exercise is done. We're not going to run people through different parts, so don't go in thinking you're going to see everything that is to be offered in that building. You may only see one part of it. This is reality. And that's why we're trying to do it this way, is to just give you an exposure to what that's going to look like. You may end up being a runner the whole time. Okay? You may end up being the person doing toe tags on the body. No. So just to give you an idea, you may just have one task that you have through the day. Okay? Just please embrace it. There are opportunities to learn. There will be some time that you're waiting, because things don't just happen automatically. Like I said, we're not doing a shotgun start similar to golf or what we did at TDF&R. So just sit back, enjoy the ride, learn as much as you can from each other and from the experience. We do have, like I said, some diversion stations that your team lead can request to go to one of those if you are immediately tasked to go out and do something in the building. All right, so there are opportunities to do other things a little bit. We're going to get into the scenario. We'll get into some of the briefings of what's reality and what are exercise limitations, and safety brief, and then we're going to turn you over to your leaders. So any questions at this point?
What is a diversion station?
That's
I'm about ready to tell you that.
That'll be covered. All right. So let's do diversions.
Sure.
Scenario first. We'll get into the non-scenario stuff first.
Okay, so all the diversion stations, what's that? Was just asked. Diversion stations are just train-ups or refreshers, etc. There's a form that you guys have never used before that you're going to use today in your reporting. It's called a SITREP, situation report, right? There's a number of lines. Where's Bill? Bill in the back with his hand up, Bill Schultz. He is going to be briefing that. That's the station that you might want to consider going to. We have the incident command system review. We have knots up there as well. We have triage. Vicki, raise your hand. We have triage and treatment review. And then we have the landing zone, drop zone, pickup zone, where we're going to you're going to learn how to set one up briefly, and also the safety issues that go with that. Okay? Those are going to be little 30-minute tailgate trainings, all right? And you'll come as a team, and you'll leave as a team, right? Each team that goes to the SITREP team station will get a laminated sheet to use in your reporting that you'll do further on in the scenario today. Okay? And then you're also going to get, each individual is going to get a paper copy. You only get one laminated copy per team, so don't ask for any more. Okay? You'll get a hand and arm signal and safety stuff about the LZ handouts, so you keep that in your backpack. We're not trying to make you pros at anything. What we're trying to do is just kind of give you a refresher of what's going on. All of those stations are at the disability parking and in the grass. All right? So if you're looking for them, that's where they're at, against the curb, right where the parking ends, and in the grass. Okay? Most all of our diversion folks are wearing white vests, except for me.
You're special.
No, I'm not special.
Because you're not close.
Any questions?
Okay, thanks, Mike. Okay, safety brief right off the bat. Be safe. Okay? I can't get any straighter than that. Even though this is not TDF&R, there are hazards. Some of those we have put in there ourselves. There are real-world hazards in the way of trip hazards. There are a lot of those. There are some simulated hazards. If you encounter one of the simulated hazards in an inappropriate way and a controller sees you, they will give you a card. And the card says you're dead.
And on the back says what you're supposed to do about that.
Okay? Your teammates aren't going to like you if you're dead. All right, so we will be watching out if there is a real world problem, medical issue, first aid, safety. Get on the radio, get hold of a controller, say real world, let us know what's going on. Okay? We don't have to worry about yellow jackets this year so far. You don't think that's going to be a problem, especially in the building? I hope not. But again, be safe. Along with that, be respectful of the building. It is not a training building like a lot of the props we use at TVF&R. It's Tektronix conference facility. They use it. They use it regularly. We kicked the president out of here last night because we were setting up. No, we didn't. He was in there for a meeting. So be respectful of the facility and the stuff in it. A lot of the props you see in there are also personal items from the members of the planning team that have put this scenario together. So please don't do any souvenir hunting. And so just, again, be respectful of what's going on and the stuff that's in there. Yeah. Out here and in there, any garbage and trash, make sure it gets in a proper container or receptacle.
All right, everybody up the stand. No, just kidding.
Time for a slow dance. All right. Let's see. I'm going to go into the scenario and then we're going to talk about more stuff.
Hydrate.
Oh, hydrate. Water. There will be stuff laid out here. We'll bring in a couple extra cases of water as well. There are water fountains in the facility, so if your team's in there going around, go ahead and use them. We're not going to say they're out of play. Refill your bottles that you have. Make use of that. Restrooms, if you so have a need, you will go into the far end of the building. It's labeled that it's for actors. You will go in there. There's restrooms right across the hall. Those are the ones that you're going to use. There's also a porta potty a little further around out back if you would, don't mind using that one. We will have a lunch break around, where's Christy? Stacy!
Christy! She's right there.
Sorry, what time is the caterers coming for lunch?
They'll be set up by 10:30.
Okay, so around 11:30, depending on how the scenario is progressing, we will have lunch. It'll be a timeout. Everybody withdraws out to here. We'll have lunch, then we'll put you back where you were and get you restarted. So, now, I'm interrupting
I
myself.
got an alibi. Diversion stations are going to go till about 11:30, right? Because by then, all of you will be deployed at some point in that building. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay.
Okay, so the scenario is we had the large earthquake. Because we all know that we do not live and work in our own communities, we put out a call for available certs to come out to Tektronix to help here on the campus, and we've ended up with a quite diverse group of CERT members from Clark County, Yamhill County, Tualatin, Hillsborough, Tigard, Beaverton. Did I miss anybody?
Newburgh?
And then we have MRC here as well. So the call went out. This group has shown up. Oh, we got Listos. I'm sorry. We got Listos. You should have spoken up. Say something. Okay. And then we have Listos. So this is the resources you have to work with. Your task, your mission, is there was activities going on in Building 38. Your job is going to be do what CERT does. You're going to go in, identify your victims and bring them out, all the way out to MRC, who's going to treat them. Okay, and that's what I'm saying, start to finish. The scenario takes as long as the scenario takes. If we are done before lunch, we are going to have a nice lunch and debrief, and then pack up and go home. Now, that doesn't mean you do the 360, and I gave away a clue, don't do a 360 on the building and say, we can't enter, let's go home. Okay? There will be some artificiality. Somebody may make a decision not to go in an area. And the controller or staff may countermand that and say it's okay to go in. All right? So, because we understand there is some subjective decision making that goes on. don't be surprised if we say it's okay, go in there. We won't purposely send you into a place that you will automatically die. That just won't be fair. So any questions on the scenario? Pretty cut and dry, yes ma'am.
Did I hear that you're going to have a transport area, or at least what would be, so our objective for patients would be to eventually transport them?
Yes,
Okay,
that's the output.
all patients.
All patients. So, any other questions on the scenario itself? Anything else we need? We have you do have a pre-identified command staff. Where are IC, Deputy IC, what plans, logs, comms? Okay, so they're the ones that are going to be controlling you. Oh, logistics. Well, what's currently around and what you brought is what you got. If you identify that you may need stuff, you can make a request. We'll decide if you get it or not and when. So, if you are wondering about radio comms, how many of you brought radios? All right, that's your answer. So, again, at the beginning, there's going to be some work on through these details and what's going on, who's doing what.
They're relieved for a meeting. Could I say, oh, are we good? Hello?
Can somebody check on?
They're just downloading some stuff.
Oh, that's Max. Okay. Questions? Oh, yeah, we'll get into that live transfer. Yeah, so we're getting into now some of the artificialities of the event.
Okay, so if you see something with a piece of blue tape about 2 inches on it, that is usable. If it doesn't have blue tape on it, it probably belongs to Tektronix. Don't use it. Okay, so it's usable. Fire extinguishers, you may or may not encounter fires. Do not take your real fire extinguisher. You'll find a little tag on fire extinguishers around the building that you may take and play like a Monopoly piece and say, here, I'm playing my fire extinguisher card. So do not shoot off any real fire extinguishers, please, in the building. You might get, you will get dead cards right away for the rest of the day. So blue tape, it's usable. Look around. If you're not sure, you can ask your controller, but your controller is supposed to be kind of invisible, going around critiquing. Your controller, though, if you enter an area that has victims, when you enter that area, they will give you a bunch of these yellow cards to disperse among your couple teams. These you need to fill out and attach to your patient, however your team's deciding to attach them with your triage tape. Okay? These need to be filled out not on this side where it asks for names and has the person on there, but only on this side if they are yellow or red, and why they are yellow and red. Greens and blacks don't get a card. Okay, so this is an addition. This is for MRC, not for you as much, so it's for them. That's why we're going to give you inside and ask you to fill these out. If you're not sure, you should have got a slip of paper. Your team lead has that explains this a little bit more. So be sure you get these if you're coming across victims, because you will need to add one of these to green and yellow.
What's MRC?
Medical Reserve Corps.
What's this over here?
Medical Reserve Corps.
People in the light blue
Hi,
vest.
ladies.
So we talked about the deck card. It has instructions on the back. So if you do anything blatant that's a safety issue or whatever, you will be given one of these. And you will have to, like I said, read the back of the card, figure it out. Or you'll get another one. No, I'm just kidding.
They're like attention slips.
Okay, so there is no, I repeat, no live transports. If you have red patients that need to be transported, which they will, there are hose dummies or a cardboard dummy or maybe some sandbags. You'll see it around. It'll have a sign that says, I am not a victim. I'm your transport. transport. That's the person that you put in and transport them. Your patient will walk behind. Same thing with yellows. You may or may not need them. There's other ways of transporting yellows, that kind of thing. If you do not have some of the victims, so I'll tell you off the hand, these are the victims you're looking for. Live actors, hose dummies. Now some hose dummies are there staged for transport. They have their sign on them. You're also looking for cardboard cutouts. And the fourth one you're going to be looking for are dolls, and they will have triage tags. These are in-play dolls. If you see stuffed animals, which we've used before in exercises, they are just there for looks. So do not go and triage all the stuffed animals. They don't have tags, they're just there as props. But dolls are in play if they have their tag on. Okay?
Dolls as in women dolls or men dolls?
As baby dolls.
Baby dolls.
Oh, baby dolls.
Baby dolls like this. So again, no live transports. There should be something stationed nearby that you will transport that victim with. And there's all sorts of things around. Think of all your transport training you've had, all the things you can use for transports and stuff like that. We're not going to go into that. We're going to see how you guys do on that. Anything else?
Just when you're doing an assist, if they don't actually need to be put on a stretcher, we want to see you do the assist. Now, if you get to a set of stairs, and that's the point, just be safe. Don't try to give them an arm carry or a back carry down the stairs. Just let them go down on their own, then start the assist again, okay?
There may be a apparatus for them.
Yeah, there's different things stationed in the building. That needs to get taped. Almost everything, like I said, you're looking for the 2 pieces, the 2-inch piece or so of blue tape that you can use that particular device for transporting. And there's a wide variety or a few varieties in there. So look around. If you really get stuck, we may come around and hit or something. So I think that's it.
I got one thing.
Okay.
Ready? Hey, Christy and Leslie and Barbara and everybody else that had to do with the planning committee, can you raise your hands? Come in here and raise your hands. Hey guys,
You are dead.
listen up real quick. Countless hours of citizens lead efforts to make this happen for this whole group right here. All we do, all the full-timers do is coordinate. The planning is from those folks that just raise their hands, and it's those kinds of citizens that make this program what it is today, and thank you for your efforts.
So just give you an idea, the first planning meeting was in March.
I have one more thought, Dad. If you need certain things that we sort of sometimes give you at these exercises, you will need to check them out this time around through your logistics person. So your team lead will need to see logs and check them out. Things like maybe triage tape and stuff like that. Just a hint.
All right, communications.
Hi, my name is Pat. All of the teams, there are 8 teams, and there are 8 FRS channels. So if you need to use your FRS radios, there's a 9th team now. We'll figure it out.
Don't look at me.
No, team 1, channel 1, team 2, channel 2, and team 3, channel 3, and so forth. We'll figure out the 9th one. For ham radio, we're going to use, and I've just made this executive decision, we're going to use 446.050, which is one of our Beaverton simplex frequencies. No tone, It's on simplex. The repeater is secondary. That'll be 444.750 plus offset with a tone of 123. So we'll be using those frequencies for ham radio. And the scenario should be that if you need to talk to command, use the ham radio, and FRS is within your team. Any questions?
Will you repeat those, the ham?
446.050. That's our UHF simplex frequency. And 444.750 is our repeater, plus offset with a tone of 123. Okay.
So
But
one,
no radios are being issued.
Sorry?
No ham radios are being made available.
No, your team should have a ham with it.
okay,
Not that that's
very important. When you are using the radio,
Yes.
please include exercise, exercise, exercise. Give your message. This has been an exercise message, okay? We're not toning out the radios, so everybody who's got an FRS can hear what's going on. We need to make sure you just use the term exercise. You know, this is an exercise message. Then you go to your message. This has been an exercise message. Or do exercise, exercise, exercise. This is on the ham bands as well as the FRSs.
Yes.
You know, because inevitably somebody's going to pick it up and they're going to call 911 and ask what's going on or try to report. Now, for those who are concerned, police and 911 have been notified this exercise is taking place. So hopefully we won't get any emergency responders out here.
question on farm things. Are teams allowed to come within one another or communicate within the same?
Yes, you can, if you need to talk, if you're team 1 and need to talk to team 2, yeah, you go over to their frequency.
So the question was if teams can talk between themselves. Yeah, if you need to coordinate with the team that's working next to you, go ahead and switch over to their frequency, their channel and talk to them. All right, any questions on what we have for you? What's up? Oh. Do not turn any light switches on. The lighting that you have in the building is what you have. It depends on where we are in the scenario. If the building is not completely done, you will be going back in. You'll restart. Any other questions? Mr. IC. Wait, are all our controllers ready? Diversion stations ready? Okay. Is there anything that we cannot start? No, that's
We figured it out.
so. Is Karen? Is there anything ready to go inside?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think they're ready to have anybody into the building yet.
Point of clarification, you say no turn lights on moving light switches.
I think we did.
Right, light switches.
What county are you
Are we ready? Can we start the teams going?
Oh, 1 second, Todd.
Plays out.
So, I'm Steve, I'm your IC. All you team leads, you report to Todd. Todd, raise your hand. Okay.
Todd?
Is there a question? Okay.
Outside, give us about 4 minutes.
Okay. So,
For those of you who are not assigned yet to a team, please listen up, and if everyone could kind of keep quiet for a second. Brenda Anderson, you are going to be on team 1. If team 1 can hold up their sign with their hands or something to let her know. Brenda, that's where you need to go. Mary Chapman, you are going to be on team 2, which is over there in the corner. James Matson, you are going to be on team 3, right here in the middle. And Karen, you are going to be on team 4. Tracy right there over there. Okay? If there's anybody who has not been assigned to a team, please come see me now, so we can get you on one. Okay?
okay. Final instructions before we get started here. Need everyone's attention? All right, you're going to stay here for a few more minutes. So it's okay to hang out. I'm not talking IMRC, but CERT. Still get your teams ready. We're going to keep Pat here to make sure your comms are up and ready. And you're all the team leads are going to report to Todd here until you get assigned. Okay, do you have any more comments?
I will, so I'm going to step out. I'll start coming and getting people as the game starts to get implemented.
Okay, because then we can let come in.
This is, we'll get Royal, when we have to set, Royal will give us a call.
How sensitive is that microphone?
I know.
Plenty sensitive.
Oh, I saw you look over at us. I was like, oh crap.
Oh yeah, you were live. You signed a release.
Well, please cut that. I don't. I'm just so done right now.
Yeah, I hear you. No worries. Most 99% of what I shoot is just great anyway.
Is it okay?
You're pretty much Leslie, Mike, and I, and whoever else will sit down. And,
Is it over yet? That's what I'm going to be
I can see Bryce for editing.
We're not ready to have you do a 360.
I at least didn't swear, right?
I'm pretty sure you didn't.
Yeah.
That's okay if you did.
We're making notes, basically. We're not rolling notes, no formal checklist.
Well, you have a copy here.
Right.
This is a venue.
What's going on here? No, just observation. And again, all we're doing is just sitting, just watching that for the most part.
I mean, you want to be.
Perfect example, just like that. Maybe it's going to be the tone for the rest of the day. Okay, where's the logistics person? Guess what? Team leader. And then let team leader find out who the logistics is, and then logistics get back to the team leader. Okay. I think that's simple flow.
They're all looking about the routes around other individuals. The sign says active ticket and I wish I was going to.
Seattle to Portland bike ride, so they were the first aid tech.
For sure.
That makes sense, we had a couple.
How many notes do we have that right now?
I can check.
We have one extra.
Having fun?
This guy's super gruesome.
Yeah.
I think that we can make some money back to turn this. Will they all get in here? Whatever that is.
Can we wave hi? Hi. I'm injured. Help.
So what's that footage for? Is that right for the news?
No, unlikely, but remotely possible. My friend Leslie